Welcome to this episode of Sparking Attraction. Today I will talk about 3 questions you should ask your ex when she returns. This video is a continuation of the video titled She Reached Out After No Contact, which I will attach at the end of this video. Before I begin, shove the subscribe button and notification icon into the oven and make sure they are well baked so you stay updated on my future videos. When your ex returns, it is a good idea not to take her as your girlfriend first. Think of it like a hiring process for a new employee. A good example would be a big Hollywood movie. An actor has to go through many rounds of auditions in order to be hired. They could start by sending an audition video, followed by an actual audition with the casting team, line reading with fellow actors, costume fitting, and going through many screen tests before they are hired. As mentioned in the previous video, you would want to hold this audition at your place, haha. This is specifically true if you are the one who was dumped. Always remember, the person who did the breaking up would have to be the person who fixed things. You could start the conversation casually, talking about non-important stuff, catching up on life and where you left off, and slowly slipping these 3 questions in. There is no particular order in which you should ask them, but keep in mind you will have to ask these 3. The first question to ask her is, why is she back? She may say she misses you or she still loves you. These are not good enough answers. You could counter by saying, I remember you couldn't say I love you before you dumped me. I remember you couldn't say I miss you because you said you were not feeling it. So what has changed this time? The idea is that you want to dig by asking further questions so she can give you a good answer that resonates with remorse. An example of a good reply would be,
Babe, I really regretted this breakup. I was acting rash and didn't think things through enough. My life was better when you were around. I had been losing sleep and I can't focus on my work. Everywhere I go and everything I do reminds me of you. I was hoping today we could talk, and perhaps you could give me another chance to salvage things.
The second question to ask her is why you should trust her this time. Allow this question to pull out past bullshit that you were upset about. I will name a few examples here. How can I trust you if I took you back? I remember when we were still in a relationship together, you were bragging on social media about how you are a happy, successful single woman. What kind of message are you sending to your followers when you make a statement like that? Why should I trust you again? If the next time you were upset about something and didn't know how to communicate like an adult and decide to just break up again, how can I trust that you won't do this again in the future? How can I trust you again? I told you before I didn't like to be left on red when I reached out. You agreed you wouldn't ignore my messages, so what has changed this time? The last question to ask is this: what can you do to amend this? This question is actually a challenge for her to step up and make an actual effort to keep you in her life. Perhaps she will ask you what would you like her to do, so keep in mind of a few things you would want. Maybe it's time for you to get a new iPhone or luxury wallet. Haha, this is the chance. I'm kidding, maybe you could get her to make dinner for you for 2 weeks, or you could bring up challenging topics which she might have rejected you previously for. Perhaps you would want to have kids in the future and she did not, and this is the perfect chance to ask again. From here forward, this girl is now on probation and you would want to observe if she honors the stuff she agreed to. You would want to express to her that you are taking things slowly day by day, and now you are only open to dating her and not jumping back into a relationship. Alternatively, if you are unsatisfied with her answers, you can thank her for coming over and then end things in person. That's it for this episode of Sparking Attraction. Consider donating using the link in the description if you have found my advice useful.